Hello and welcome to Plus Sports on Plus TV Africa. Of course, I am your host, Mikhail Tinubu. It's Wednesday, and mostly today we have football stories from different parts of the world. We'll start in Lagos because there's no place like home. I believe I have Stanley Cowell with me this morning to dissect all the stories of the day.
Yeah, good morning. Pleasure being on the show once again.
Welcome, Stanley. Like I said, we start in Lagos. The governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, on Monday, December 14th, unveiled a new pitch at Elamoro Community Secondary School, the size of which was 40 meters by 25 meters, totaling 1,000 square meters playing area. The pitch has a turf finish with 50-millimeter thick pile height grass, complete with sand and rubber infills for playability and for absorption impact. The pitch has two college-sized goalposts, complete with the netting system, together with the white turf line markings and corner flags. It has a geotextile wrap half perforated underground drain pipes at 4-meter intervals, sand linked to the perimeter drain that is further linked to a connecting drain for outward discharge of water. The subbase is built up by compaction at intervals of different sizes of chippings with the finest aggregate as the top layer together with geotextile underlay. The pitch and the athletics running track are designed with appropriate gradient and bordered by perimeter drain for collection of run-off water. A 10-minute novelty football match was also played to formally kick-start the usage of the pitch. Team Blue and Team Green faced off, while the former won by 3-1 goals. Now, of course, this all
players take position so that Mr. Governor can do the kickoff from the middle. The kickoff from the middle. Let's take the ball to the center of the field. Please, no media on the field. Let's put our hands together for Mr. Governor, the best player, the most valuable player in Lagos State and in Nigeria right now. Please put your hands together for Mr. Governor, please. The match has started. Oh, you can see a dribble. Oh, it's a goal. I think we all know the meaning of that goal. It was exactly the goal the governor scored that this guy has repeated. Let's put our hands together for the boy and also for Mr. Governor for that beautiful goal. That was a beautiful save. Oh, another goal in the making. Oh, that makes it two goal in less than 2 minutes. Record-breaking 2 goals in less than 2 minutes. The green team is making an attempt to the right. Oh, that was a beautiful head point goal. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Stanley, this pitch sounds more impressive and definitely looks impressive, more so than most pitches around the country. When players at this age are getting the opportunity to play at such top-level, world-class pitches, how well do you think their football skills, acumen will improve over time? Stanley? Well, it seems we've lost Stanley temporarily. We'll go to the Bundesliga, where Serge Gnabry bagged himself a hat-trick and 2 assists in Bayern Munich's 5-0 thrashing of Stuttgart in the Bundesliga. The 26-year-old opened the scoring for the Bavarians with a curling effort into the far corner minutes before half-time. The German forward scored early in the second half before assisting Robert Lewandowski twice as the Pole ended his own 2-game goal drought. Gnabry rounded off the scoring for Bayern as he tapped home his third, and the league leaders extended their lead at the top with 13 wins in 16 games. Now, it doesn't seem like Bayern will ever slow down. This season, they've scored a multiple of 5 goals in multiple matches. I think it's going on 10 games or maybe even 15 now where they've scored up to 5 goals. And they certainly are earning their reputation as a European giant, and definitely it's scary for anyone who might meet them in the Champions League. Now, of course, Christmas is in the air. The Christmas spirit is bringing out the best of most people. And in Spain, the Real Betis supporters made quite a scene at halftime of the club's match against Real Sociedad. As the team left the field, the supporters took their cue, throwing thousands upon thousands of toys and stuffed animals onto the pitch as a part of a charitable effort to help underprivileged children and families around Christmas. It's an annual toy drive for Real Betis, and several other clubs have similar moments, but watch the video even if you don't know what it looks like. Every time you think it's over, the toys just keep coming. Now, I think I have Stanley back on air with me. Stanley? Stanley. Unfortunately, we seem to be having problems with that. But like I said, Christmas is in the air, and the Christmas spirit is bringing out the best out of many people. I hope that many of you out there that are watching us can take a cue from the Real Betis supporters and see how you can help your community and underprivileged children especially, because we all deserve a good Christmas. Now, of course, there are other clubs that do this same thing. With great power comes great responsibility. And if you know you've had a good year, a worthy year to celebrate, then you should bring in those who have very little to celebrate along with you. Now, with Pep Guardiola, Manchester City winning against Leeds United 7-0, Pep Guardiola praised Kevin De Bruyne's performance as Manchester City thrashed Leeds in the Premier League. The Belgium international scored twice, and Guardiola said he was pleased with the steps he has taken towards full fitness. In front of a sold-out crowd at the Etihad, Guardiola hailed the phenomenal atmosphere as City went 4 points clear at the top of the table. Guardiola also gave an update on Bernardo Silva's injury scare after the Portuguese star was substituted at halftime. Now, as a Chelsea fan, it pains me to say, De Bruyne, I miss you. I wish you would come back. Unfortunately, we let you go too soon. Every time we see performances like De Bruyne's, it begs the question, why hasn't this man won the Ballon d'Or by now? He's certainly worth it, and perhaps even he's the best midfielder in the Premier League, although some might disagree with Bernardo Silva also raising a bunch of eyelids, and Mo Salah continues to score in every goal. Mo Salah, incidentally, has now either scored or assisted a goal in 14 consecutive matches, and is just one match away from equaling Vardy's record of 15. And if he does so, and the next game, he might even break that record. Now, some Premier League clubs could take into account the vaccine status of potential signings when they look to bolster their squads in the January transfer window, as rising COVID-19 cases raises fears of a rash of postponed games. Aston Villa boss Steven Gerrard and his Crystal Palace counterpart Patrick Vieira both said on Tuesday that vaccine status might be a consideration in the decision-making process. The Premier League announced on Monday it was reintroducing emergency measures after a record 42 cases of COVID-19 among players and staff at clubs over the past week, shortly before Manchester United's game at Brentford was called off due to an outbreak at the Old Trafford club. Now, England's top flight is in the midst of its busiest time of the season, with teams involved in the League Cup playing at least twice a week until the first week of January, and further cancellations could leave an unwelcome fixture pileup. United's match against Brentford was the second to be postponed this season due to COVID-19 after Tottenham Hotspur's game at Brighton and Hove Albion over the weekend was called off. Tottenham's outbreak meant their UEFA Conference League clash at home to Stade Rennais last week was also called off. Clubs have been enjoying full stadiums again this season, and from Wednesday, fans will need to show proof of double vaccination under England's Plan B of measures to slow down the spread of the Omicron variant in order to prevent a return to playing in front of empty or restricted capacity stands. The Premier League, desperate to avoid a flurry of postponements, has ramped up its COVID-19 measures requirements for clubs, including daily testing, face coverings to be worn inside, and stricter social distancing. It's easy to forget that the virus hasn't quite gone away just yet. Every day a new variant seems to spring up from some part of the world, and unfortunately, every variant seems to come with its own new record-breaking spread. It seems to get to people faster than previous variants, and even in countries that don't yet know that it exists in their borders, seem to every day be recording new cases. I hope, and we all hope as football lovers, as Premier League lovers, that this new strain does not delay the matches any further. Certainly, the Premier League is one of the pastimes of a busy holiday season, and we love to sit in front of the TV with our family, with friends, and revel in the beauty of the sport. Obviously, every other league around the world usually takes a break. Not the Premier League, though, and we hope it doesn't take a break this season. Now, the Blaugrana welcomed Dani Alves back to the fold, but ultimately ended up empty-handed in Saudi Arabia. Barcelona coach Xavi was frustrated in his first attempt to win a trophy at the club in his new position as the Catalans lost out in Tuesday's Maradona Cup to Boca Juniors. The two sides, both former clubs of Argentine great Diego Maradona, fought out an entertaining match at Riyadh Masul Park in Saudi Arabia. Boca took the lead in the second half, but could not hold their advantage and ultimately went down on penalties. Less than a week after suffering the disappointments of elimination from the Champions League and 3 days after being pegged back by Osasuna in La Liga, Xavi put out a mixed lineup of first-teamers and reserves to take on the Argentine Giants. Among his starting 11 was Dani Alves, playing his first game after agreeing on terms with Barcelona following his departure from Sao Paulo. The Blaugrana's legend looked sharp throughout and played a big part in Barca's opener. His cross was diverted into the path of youngster Ferran Jutgla, who steered a powerful shot past Boca goalkeeper Agustin Rossi 5 minutes after the halftime break. Boca remained in the chase and went close to equalizing through Sebastian Villa minutes later, before finally equalizing in the 77th minute through 19-year-old substitute Ezequiel Zeballos. In the resulting shootout, Matheus Pereira saw his effort saved by Rossi, and Guilherme Jami shot over the bar, while the Argentines netted all 4 of their penalties to seal a 4-2 victory. Maradona passed away in November 2020, prompting a wave of grief and tributes from across the footballing world. Tuesday's match was the latest homage to the late star, bringing together Barcelona and Boca, for both of who Diego represented during his playing days, in a one-off clash in Saudi Arabia. Maradona's ex-wife Claudia was in the attendance at the Masul Park, as were his daughters Dalma and Giannina. While at halftime, Ulises Bueno The son of the seminal late Argentine muscle legend Rodrigo performed his father's anthem, La Mano de Dios, the hand of God, dedicated to the 1986 World Cup winner. Rest in peace. And of course, we love to see tributes like these being played. But it also says a lot about Barcelona's current status in world football. They can't even beat Boca, even with a mixture of reserve players and old heads like Dani Alves, who have to return to old stomping grounds. It's unfortunate that Barcelona's great days all seem to be behind them. Xavi has a lot of work cut out for him. And if you're a Barcelona fan, you might be feeling like you're on the way to becoming an Arsenal fan. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for you this Wednesday. My name is Mikhail Tinubu. And of course, as I always say, life is never boring with some sports. Join us tomorrow for some more Plus Sports on Plus TV Africa.